All right, so taking the door off is not hard. I already went over the tools that you're going to use. First thing you're going to do is go ahead and pop this open. Take this off. Take that off. Stick this up underneath here. Pry this out. Pop that out. And you know what? You're not going to break anything. These plastic things, these ones here are pretty sturdy. So inside here, you're going to go ahead and disconnect the power windows and power locks. I'm going to show you something. This one here has always been a pain in the ass. So what I do is I take my, let's see, it's over on this side right here. You got to push this area. You got to push this area and take a flathead screwdriver and turn that, and it'll come off. As long as you're pushing this, it'll come out. So let's see if I can get it on camera. Hopefully you guys can see it. Right here, get a flathead screwdriver. We're going to push this button right there. Stick this in there and kind of turn it, pry a little bit. It's kind of a pain in the ass. I don't know why. I've had this door off a couple times now, and this one here is always just a pain. The other one comes right out. And there it is right there. This one here comes out a lot easier. Did last time. Hopefully it does again. There it is. Okay. So there's your, get the light back on here. Okay, next what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead, we have a Phillips screw right here that we're going to remove. You really don't need a power drill, but I happen to have this, which is going to expedite the process. All right, so there's that. And believe me, we're not going to use this to put it back in. There's another one, screw right here that you're gonna take out. All right, and once you take this one out, oh, that's nice. All right. There it is. Didn't strip it, luckily. All right, so there's that. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and pull the door off. Pulling the door off, it's not too difficult. I would start over here, grab this, just like under here, go up, all the way around. There's a little plate right here that's gonna just pop off like that. Pull that off. All right. Once you pull this off, there's gonna be a thing at the top here that pops off. All right. When you pull this out, you're gonna go ahead and disconnect the cables on the inside. One goes to the door, the other one goes to the lock. So this is pretty easy. Just gonna turn the cable like that, and it just pops right out. Pull that out, turn it. See? I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can. But it just pops right out. There's that. Last but not least, you're gonna disconnect the light on the bottom, where you rip it out. That shines down on the ground. There it is. All right, once you do that, there's the door right there. Too easy, right? Okay. So, there was another video, the guy talking about this trim right here. If these things pop off, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and put these things could pop off. You want to go ahead and put this back on the door before you put the door skin on. Don't try to put this on the door skin and then put it on here. He said it'll save you big headache. So, all right. As a matter of fact, you know what? Have to take this off because when I pull the window out, it's going to have to be out anyway. So I'll show you how to do this. Just get this, just like that. Too easy. And there's the little notches for it right here. Okay. So lay that out of the way. All right. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and remove the speaker here. That's going to be next. First, unplug it. All right, guys, we're at this point right now. We got the door skin off. We're going to go ahead. You can peel this plastic back. Try to pull it back once you get it going to keep it intact, because the glue will actually go right back in place. I kind of tore mine a little bit there, but it's really no big deal. This thing here, you're going to pull this thing out. It's kind of work its way out here. There's already a slit right there, so take that off and then remove these. Now the last time I did this the other day, the door opening cable come off inside there, and I was like, great. So what we did was, in order to get in there and hook this cable back up, if that should happen, because it might when you get in there and start screwing with the window, just go ahead, squeeze this right here, because this holds this piece on, unplug this, and take these 4 screws off on the side here. Take these out, that whole piece will come out. And once you get it out, you'll see how to put it back, hook the cable back on there, and then just put it back together. I didn't even have to take the whole piece off. All I did was, once I loosened that up, I just rolled it over so I could see it, hooked the cable up, put it back, plugged it back in, and put the screws back on. So if you take the window off, what you want to do is we're gonna lower the window. So this screw right here is down here, and the other one is through this hole right here. Now there's gonna be a little cover right here. What you're gonna do is just pop that cover off, and you're gonna lower the window so the window regulator screws right there. And all right guys, so this is what it's supposed to look like. You got the window regulator bolt that holds the window on right there, and the one inside there, if you can see it, for the back. Here it is right here, see my finger? Point right to it right there. So that way you're gonna be able to take the window out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that bolt off. That bolt off, once you do that, the window itself will be able to pull right out. Make sure you got that little, your window sill removed, all right? Because you're gonna need some wiggle room. All right, I just wanted to show you here real quick. I'm taking the back one out. As you can see, I have got a socket, and it is, the size of it is 10 millimeters. So you want a 10 millimeter socket and an extension so that way you can reach in there. All right. So I already got that one. I already have that one removed right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the window off. So you can see how I'm doing it as I'm pulling it out. When you put it back in the same way. Come down the same direction, and make sure, start with the front, make sure it's in the groove there, put it in the back groove. If the groove and stays in the groove, don't force it. Make sure you don't push the button too far where it goes into automatic mode and goes up and puts a lot of pressure on the regulator, because if it does, you're going to bend it and you're going to have the same issue. So now that I got that, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and take the regulator off. Taking the regulator off is too easy. What we're going to do is we're going to move that bolt, that bolt, that bolt, that bolt, and there's one right there. Okay, so that bolt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and this one here, 6, okay? All right, so before I take the regulator off, I wanted to show you guys something else, what happened. When I had put the window in the first time, inside this groove right here, the groove that the window goes down inside there, the rubber had like folded on itself. So the window wasn't freely going in and out. So basically what I'm telling you is get a flashlight, shine it up. This light here, this DeWalt light, I can actually stick this all the way inside the door here. And you can actually see that groove. Now, right now it's good to go. But that area right there that looks kind of rough, I took a screwdriver and I smoothed it out because it was folded in on itself. So just FYI, make sure before you put the window back in that the groove is not folded on itself, and that when you go to put the window back in, it can move freely up and down, okay? So the next thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and take the regulator off. I'm gonna take this screw off, take those all off, and we'll take. And once I take this off, then it's gonna wanna drop. You can already see it starting to move here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and unplug this. Comes right out, just like that. All right, so there it is. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead, flip this over, take these 3 torque screws off right here. These 3 torque screws, 1, 2, and 3, and that motor will just come right off. When you get the new regulator, All you're gonna do is flip it over, go to put it back on. You can't put these on unless the little the gear in there is lined up with this gear, so it's not even gonna work even if you tried it. So I'm gonna get the torque bit. Once you get that, here, it will fall in on me here. Once you get that off, look at this, it comes right off, see? If you're wondering which part number to buy for the regulator for a 2015 Toyota Camry, you can pause it. There it is right there, there's the label. And so yeah. All right, turn that like that, and these will line up as soon as the teeth go in there. It goes on like that. We're gonna flip this over, and voila, there it is. There's the holes. Made in Taiwan, so you know it's good quality, right? Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get that in the door. We got the motor back on. Put those 3 screws in there. You're gonna know which way to put it in because the electrical plug goes right there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just feed this baby right in here. Make sure this is moved over. These 2 notches are gonna go right up in there. So what we're gonna do is move this out of the way. Slide this right up here like that. All right, so check this out. When I was putting the regulator back in, I was having a hard time lining these screws up. I got these 2 in, and I got this one in, and I couldn't get these other ones in. I couldn't figure out what was going on. I went ahead and plugged into power. What happened was this regulator was all the way up to the top, and this wasn't lining up. So all I did was hook this up right here, the window controller here, the switch, and lowered the regulator down to here. It went right in. All right, so again, lessons learned right there. If the window regulator is way up here, you're gonna have a hard time lining these holes up. I mean, it almost lined up, but it was still giving me just a total pain in the butt. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put the window back in. Let me see if I can move the camera up here. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and put in the seal. All right, these things here stick out, so it's really easy. This is what the door, the inside of the door goes onto. So make sure all the clips are lined up with these little notches right here. Like this, let's see here. I think I've got this on backwards. Let's see, maybe not. Okay, like this, there we go. Flipped upside down, so learn from me, learn from my mistakes, right? All right, so put that one on. This one here, this one, they're all lined up. Push it down, that one, and that one. All right, so you want to put that in first before you put the door skin back on. So, all right, so I not got the window back in, so guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this back off, and we're gonna put the window in. All right, so next we're gonna go ahead and put the window in here, and the way we're going to do that is we're going to put it in the same way we took it out, and we're going to lay it right on the regulator like this. This is going to go right in here. You want to be careful, especially if you got tinted windows like I do. I screwed it up last time. So there's that. That's what you want to do. We're going to go down. We're going to go ahead and put it in the groove in the front first. There we go. All right, so it's in the groove. It's going down. It's going to sit, hopefully, right in on the regulator. And all right, so I was having a little bit of issues right there. You just got to make sure that it's in the groove. The window is in the groove there on both sides. Come back on, and then this should, as it drops down, it's going to go ahead and line up with this hole. If it doesn't line up, you can move this regulator a little bit over and to line it over. That's exactly what I did, and it should sit just like that. So the window itself is behind the regulator. This is the regulator part right here, and then the window is behind here. All right, and it's the same on the here. You can see inside there. Hopefully you guys can. Hopefully that's not too close for this GoPro. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and put these two bolts back on. All right, now the other hole here does not line up with the regulator. So what I'm gonna do is start the car up and lower it down so I can access the bolt through there. All right, and we'll do that next. Put that bolt on. All right, guys, so what I did is lower the regulator so I could get that screw. See if you can see it right here. That holds the regulator to the window. All right, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and unplug the switch to the window so I can get the door back on there. All right, guys, so this is the moment of truth. I've got the regulator attached to the window. I've got the regulator obviously attached to the door. The door switch is on. Before you put it all back together, what you want to do, this is the key thing, you want to make sure that window rolls up and goes up and stays up and is fully functional. So that's what we're going to do next. Before I go trying it, I'm going to go ahead and put the seal back on there, the weather seal, and we'll give it a shot. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is the moment of truth. We're gonna go ahead and try rolling the window up and see if it stays up nice and slowly. You don't wanna force it if it gets stuck on anything. And it is going up. Here's the automatic down, automatic up.